And with this, hello to everyone. Welcome to our first event of the autumn season. It's a special one as it marks our inaugural gathering after the summer break. So I hope you had a good holiday. And as I previously told Angela, it's good to be able to catch up a bit. This is the main purpose of our meeting today. So let me take a moment to share the idea behind our Wolep Relax and Connect series, because you probably are thinking, what is this Wolep Relax and Connect? So, as you probably know from our communication emails, we wanted to create a space where we could get to know each other in a more laid back setting, away from formalities, because previously we only talked about law. So it's as you know, it's good to build connections and have a bit of conversation away from law. And before we get started, I would like to quickly recap the discussion points today, and you are free to choose from them. So, topic number one that we proposed was to share a great book you read this summer, but I think it also applies to film. If you've seen a film that maybe changed your life, you can share it with us. We'd like that. Topic number two would be if you can give us some tips for unwinding after work, some wellness tips if you want. Point number three, it's to share a local attraction from your city or maybe from a recent trip. Angela was telling us about her visit to the USA, for example, but also to Belgrade and Novi Sad. I know that Giancarlo is also a very avid traveler, as are also Irina, Carmen, and Lyubka. I know, Lyubka, if I'm not mistaken, that you traveled to South Korea.
Yes, that's
Is
true.
that true? Okay, we look forward to your impressions from South Korea, which is a very beautiful place to visit. And point four is to recommend a dish from your national cuisine. So now that we went through these topics, I would like to hand it over to you. We'd love to hear from you. Uh, and I would like to ask you who is up for starting our discussions. If we have a volunteer, feel free to jump in. And as a last, let's say, word from me, let's make this evening an awesome occasion and kick off the autumn season with a great conversation. I'm sure this will be the case. Thank you again for joining us. And I think we have another colleague who will join us. Let me check. Uh, Great. So, who wants to start the discussion, please?
Uh, so many lawyers, everybody shy.
So, ladies first, as we say. But if that is okay with Giancarlo, I know he's a
Me?
gentleman, so yeah, I think he will agree.
Okay, if other lawyers are shyer than me, I can start. Um, okay. Theodore told you all that I like travel, and the book I read. I like reading books, but you know that for our kind of job, we always read so many papers during the day. So uh, personally, I didn't have time to read book lately. But this summer, I had a vacation. I went for a cruise in the Mediterranean Sea, and I don't know if you had this kind of experience, but when you are in the middle of the sea, there is no connection with internet. So the only way to spend time is to read a book. So I was happy to have this kind of experience because yes, they give you the a special connection with the satellite if you need to be connected by internet, but I didn't want to I want to separate with the world. So this was a great occasion to open a book just to relax and to cut with the world. So I read a book. Well, the author is my cousin, my family relative, but he's a quite famous in Italy. I don't know if there are some Italians connected now, uh, but his topics is usually science fiction. That is a topic I don't like. Actually, I never in 30 years I never read one book of my cousin. But now he changed topic, and he wrote his first thriller, historic thriller. And since I'm a criminal lawyer, and since I love history, I thought this was a good book to spend time with. And he already has some good review. He has some proposal to make a screenplay for a movie next year. I'm sorry that this book is not yet translated in other languages, but uh, take note that I think that in 2025 you can find it in your countries.
Giancarlo, sorry to interrupt you. What's the name of the book?
Yes, the Italian name is the Anatomist Murders. This is the Italian name, and of course the topic, the story is about strange murders happened in Florence. We are the scenario is the Renaissance in Florence, at the beginning of the 16th century. So the story is the good reviews because the author made um, all the scenes, all the story are connected with the real history. It is well painted. All the not only the city Florence, but even the history the history scenes of that time. There is Niccolo Machiavelli, who was the chancellor of Florence at the time, there who are involved, who are in charge to find the guilty of this murder. So he involves Leonardo da Vinci, Machiavelli, because I didn't say one particular that there were the murders were not only murders, but the body of the victims were anatomized according to the dictates of the science and of the anatomy. So he Machiavelli tried to involve Leonardo da Vinci, Machiavelli, and Fracastoro, who was a famous doctor at that time, because the guilty, the culprit, couldn't be a normal thief, but of course should be a sick mind, a sick soul, but of high level education. And the funny part of the book is that they always fight to each other, because Michelangelo, who was a sculptor, didn't like Leonardo works in painting works. So Machiavelli suspect on Leonardo, Leonardo suspect on the other two, and the doctors, the Fracastoro, also suspect of the others. So there is this kind of a balance of the three genius of that time. And of course, I don't give you the spoil of the story, but what was the amazing for me, amazing story is that everything was not true, because it is not a true story, but a likely true story. It was a real reconstruction of the Florence of the time. Maybe the real starring, the real part of the story is the description of the Florence and the history of the Italian Renaissance at that time. That is my experience of the last book I read.
Sounds really interesting.
Thank you. Yes, it is.
Grazie mille, Giancarlo. And can you tell us also the name of the author?
The author is Bruno Vitiello. Bruno Vitiello. If somebody likes science fiction, he has tens of books about science fiction translated in tens in languages worldwide. This was the first novel, history novel he wrote to 2023, 2 years ago.
Mr. Pazuki, I think you mentioned in your email that the book has already attracted interest from film production companies.
Yes. Yes, I'm trying to help him to sign a good contract, because maybe if you don't find on the bookshop, you can find in the cinema.
Wow, it would be great. Thank you.
So,
Thank you all.
this is the name of the author. I recommend that you
Exactly.
search
Yes.
him. I can
Exactly.
also input a link on the comment section. Just a second. So within the private chat, this is the author. Check out his books. And we'd also like to welcome Mr. Mohamedou Aminou, our member from Rwanda. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Aminou. Probably some connection issues, but he will be right back with us. Some of you are accustomed to this platform that we are using for hosting events. This is StreamYard. It allows us to be a bit more dynamic during our presentations, our conversations. So it's a very flexible platform. I hope you like it. As you can see, we can showcase a few messages during our chat. So thank you, Giancarlo, for sharing this book and this recommendation. I think everyone here loves history, loves a good book, and especially the one set in Italy. When Giancarlo was mentioning the book, I immediately thought about a very popular TV series from a few years back. It's called White Lotus. Have you seen it? So the Italian part, the Italian season of White Lotus, and I think that mix of history and culture and La Dolce Vita is very alluring for us
Yeah.
Italy lovers. So thank you so much, Giancarlo. And you also had the chance to stay away from football, because football for us guys, it's a disease. Giancarlo is a very passionate Napoli fan, and I'm a very passionate Juventus fan, and the two are the biggest rivals. So
Yes, but you know that I hate football during summertime because they only talk about market. So I cut completely my passion from the football because it's only chat and gossip. So that's why I was happy to cut my ordinary daily life and to jump into a book, a very set into 5 centuries ago.
So, colleagues, if you want to take a break from everything, go on a cruise, and maybe forbid your, I don't know, partner to watch football there, because it's a bit hard, a bit tricky. Thank you, Giancarlo. And moving on to our next colleague, who
Okay,
wants to,
maybe I'm going to jump to the second topic,
please,
traveling.
please,
Uh,
Lyubka.
because this summer I didn't have time to read anything else than the case law of the Supreme Court. That was because I had to work hard on two appeals during the half of the summer, and I traveled the other half, starting in July with a very interesting trip to Vienna. I acted there as assessor, expert assessor, at the international mediation and negotiation competition. It was really, really good. I was impressed how good were the students and I had the chance to meet colleagues from literally all over the world. There were times when on the assessor tables we were people from 3 or 4 different continents, and it was the same with the students. And it was really impressive to see from different angles how people understand mediation and negotiation. So this was a kind of professional trip. Then I went to South Korea for pleasure, which was very different and also very, very interesting because it's a different culture. The most close comparison I can find is Japan, but South Korea is still different than Japan. It feels a bit more relaxed than Japan, not so overcrowded, and people, Japanese are very, very polite. When you stop and look confused, someone comes to ask you if you need help. When in South Korea, they respect your private space, and you should ask if you need help. What else to say about this trip? We started with a small island named Jeju Island, which is famous for several things. First, it's a popular honeymoon and K-drama spot. And it is also very famous for the women divers. They call them Hanyo. Hanyo is it Korean name of these women. And they traditionally dive to collect seafood, but they don't use equipment. They dive and using only their breath. And this is something the island is famous for and is enlisted in the UNESCO list exactly for these women. They still do this, although the young women don't like this work. The youngest Hanyo now is 66 years old, and the oldest is 104 years old, and they still dive. The island itself is really beautiful. It is a volcanic island, and you can see lava tunnels there. There are a lot of waterfalls, interesting stone structures in the sea. And it was a really good and interesting experience.
If you allow me a curiosity, Lyubka, did you have any earthquakes during your stay?
No, fortunately not. But as far as I know, Korea is not so exposed to earthquakes than Japan. There was earthquake in Japan at that time, and we didn't feel it in South Korea. Then on the way to Seoul, we decided to make a day trip to one of the oldest capitals, which is close to the second biggest city, Busan. And it was also very, very interesting place because there are preserved royal tombs, a reconstructed royal palace, also several UNESCO sites. The first observatory is there. Also a big temple, Buddhist temple, and a grotto with a big Buddha statue, which is, as an experience, very different from the island, where we enjoyed nature mostly. And finally, we finished in Seoul, which is also a very interesting city because the new and old coexist. You can find a traditional Hanok village surrounded by skyscrapers, and it is interesting to see. What else? It is a very technologically developed city and nation as a whole, but they also keep their traditions. For example, there are 5 royal palaces in Seoul with traditional structures, and most of them are between the tall buildings. They still keep the tradition of changing the guards, which happen each day around noon. Um, their markets designed as a traditional kind of village. And what is also really interesting, you can rent a traditional dress and go this way around the city. We did it with my friends, and this way dressed went around the palaces, and it was really interesting. What else? The food, of course. The food is really rich, different. You can't stay hungry in South Korea because usually you order something and they bring you about 10, 15 side dishes in small cups. It is very traditional that there barbecue in the table. And when you order meat, for example, they bring it to you raw and you prepare it yourself on your table. What else? If you're interested in something, just ask me, because there are so many things.
I have a
Please,
question.
Giancarlo, please.
Yes, I have a question. Well, the first question you answered about the food, because when I travel, I love to taste local food. Yes, I know that this is a tradition of Korea to cook by yourself the meat on the table, and yes, my wife lived in Korea for 2 years. She
Yeah.
worked, but she loves so much Korea that she overstay in Korea. So we can't go in Korea not for a while because police is hunting my wife. But anyway, my question is. Did you have the chance to talk to local people, how they feel, if they have a relationship with the people living in North Korea, if they feel that there is a part of the country separated from the south, or they just consider a different country like it was China or Japan. They have this kind of feelings that the country is separated.
I didn't have chance to discuss this topic in particular, but speaking with the guides, because in Jeju Island we didn't have much time, so we arranged for 2 tours organized by a local agency. And from what the guide said, I understood that they don't like Japanese because there were Japanese occupation for about 40 years. And what's more, a lot of Koreans died during the wars, because they were sent to fight. And after this, especially in Jeju Island, there was a special law allowing one man to have up to 7 women. It existed for around 7 years or something like this, several years, so that they can recover from this loss of men's power.
I would also like to welcome Mr. Antonio Muñoz from Spain, Barcelona, Spain. Hello, Antonio. Good to have you with
Hola.
us.
Hello.
And just to finish my summer trips, I ended the summer in the island of Samothrace, which is a Greek island, but very different from the others because It's very rarely populated. There are not more than 3 small villages in the island. The nature is beautiful, but it is not a touristy place. And it was different and specific and special. The Nike, actually the statue of Nike, which is exposed in the Louvre, is found in Samothrace. And there is a place, sacrificed place when I can't remember how to say it. But okay, you found the meaning.
Thank you, Lyubka. And I wanted to ask you if you also have some pictures that you can share with us from your trips, especially in South
Yes, I
Korea.
have prepared some pictures from Korea, but unfortunately, I can't share them because I tried before entering. Um, if I try to share the screen, I can go to the files which are in my computer, and if I try to upload them in the platform, it is impossible because it only allows presentations and video files.
Maybe if you can send them to Adelina
Okay, while
on
someone
WhatsApp,
else
and
is
maybe she
speaking,
can, yeah, maybe
okay,
she
I'm
can
going to try.
present them. So again,
WhatsApp not because I don't have WhatsApp installed on my computer,
or maybe
but
via email.
if you send me an
Like,
email, okay.
So I wanted to ask you if anyone here does inheritance law. Do you
Yes.
deal with inheritance? Okay, Antonio?
Yes. Well, I wanted to say, I don't know if you heard me before. I was
No.
talking, but then I realized I was mute. So anyway, good afternoon. I am Antonio Rinos, as um, Theodore said, and I can see you right now. I don't know what's happening here, but anyway.
So we
Okay.
changed to the solo layout in order for
Okay.
the
Okay.
colleagues
Just
to see you
don't
better.
do that because I want to see you.
Okay.
And as I said, very good afternoon. We work in our office in Barcelona, Spain. We work with deal with inheritance in Spain. I'm very happy to be here to see you, Adelina, to see you, Theodore. I don't know if we've met before with all the different people who's in here. I don't remember, but anyway, I thought it was like a friendly meeting, wasn't it?
Yes, yes.
And we had to talk about any. I remember it was the latest book we've read, and
Yeah.
a place we've been to that it's interesting.
So
Okay,
if you're looking at the screen, Antonio,
okay,
we
yeah,
go
I
through
can see
them.
that. I can see it right now.
So
Uh,
one of these topics.
okay, perfect. Let's start with the fourth one. I hope you all know the paella, the Spanish paella. This really I recommend. I recommend it. It's a really nice. Well, you must know it. I mean, I hope you know. If you don't know, it's like rice, special rice. You have different paellas. You have meat paella. You have fish paella. You have country paella, and different types of paella. Really, very good dish here in Spain. Uh, with regards to the book, I just read some different books of a Spanish Basque writer, and his name I don't know if you know him. I think it's translated. His name is Miguel Santiago. It's a really like a black. I don't know if you say like this black literature. You know. Called Police and everything. Really nice. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm still with one of his books right now, and I hope they end never, but they're going to end. They're going to be the last one. And then There's another. You talked about a place we've been to this summer. I
Yes,
remember.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
that's true.
I've been to Basque Country in Spain. I don't know if you've been there. It's really, really incredible. I mean, it's
Bilbao, right? It's
yeah,
Bilbao.
Bilbao, San Sebastian, Vitoria, Zarauz, and also the Basque French country. That means San Juan de Luz, Biarritz, and if you like to play surf, like in Tarifa or in Hawaii, you can do it very well in País Vasco. Like, it's the Cantabric Sea, and it's really a very enjoying place.
Thank you so much, Antonio. And I have a question for you because I wanted to tell everyone that when you talked about paella, it's the favorite dish of my wife when we visit Spain together. So, do you have a special restaurant where you would take us to share a paella in
Well,
Barcelona?
in Barcelona, you have different restaurants. Uh, Really, what I would tell you is that you have to come to my house, and I will I will make a really good paella for you and with my friends. In fact, we are doing like a competition next weekend of paellas, and it's really amazing, Catalonia, it's not the real original place of the paellas, but anyway, we do really nice paellas. The original place for the paellas is Valencia, as you know, and and it's good. It's good for your wife to come and like paellas. I don't know if you're telling me that you're coming to Spain often. Is that correct?
Not that often as we would like, but yes, we enjoy it very much. It's a great country, especially Catalonia. Especially Catalonia. I have to tell
Okay,
you this
thank you.
because you're from Barcelona, so I know
You
that
have to tell me. You
you
don't
have
have to tell me that. You don't have to tell me. You're not compelled to tell me. Anyway, Spain in general. I mean, it's incredible. I love Spain. I love to travel around all the world, but Spain, you must come to Spain and see different places, really different places, different atmospheres, different cultures, different languages. You have País Vasco, you have Catalonia, you have Galicia, you have the south. South is incredible. I mean, Sevilla, Cordoba, Granada, it's marvelous. So I invite you to come and see us.
thank
In
you. And
fact, during this summer, I've been to Balearic Island. You all know Ibiza. My son is living in Ibiza. He's working there, but we've been to Menorca. It's not Mallorca. It's Menorca. All the Germans go to Mallorca. All the Catalans go to Menorca.
okay, so Menorca, great. And we'll take your word for the invitation because it's also recorded. We have proof that Antonio invited us to his paella at home.
Yes,
Okay.
Guys,
I have to
we
This
all
say that
come together.
Barcelona is so good town. I was there. I like it very much.
in Barcelona.
Yeah, I was 2016. It was very good. I think it's so good for living, and the
Yeah, it
people are
is.
so pleased. People are so pleased, so positive, and I like my people in Montenegro.
Where are you from? Montenegro. All right. All right.
Yeah, from Montenegro. Yeah.
so I when I visited Barcelona, I liked especially the all the flags that are everywhere, the balconies, but also the people who are very friendly. I mean, everyone
Yeah.
on the street was making you feel at home.
To tell you the truth, I believe we all Catalans believe that we are not really sympathetic, very not
Really?
sympathetic, as the Spaniards are, the rest of Spain. I mean, and from the people from Andalusia, they are incredible sympathetic. I mean, it's really harm, really special. I love them. And we in here in Catalonia we like more serious, more serious, more we work hard, and it's kind of different.
Antonio, sorry, but it's so hard to believe, really.
Thank you very much, thank you very much. What's your name?
Angela.
Angela. Okay, Angela.
So, Antonio, when you visited the Basque Country, did you have a chance to also visit the Guggenheim Bilbao? Because
Yes,
it's one of
I was
the
there.
museums I want to visit.
I was there. Bilbao has changed a lot during these last years. Before it was very industrial place, city, very gray. Was the color of it was gray, and it was not really very nice. And during the past years, they have changed so much, and it's so beautiful right now. The Guggenheim has changed a lot the city, and we really enjoyed it. We went with my family, my wife and two sons.
And I know they
Incredible.
also have a new football stadium in Bilbao, I think.
Yes, 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 yes. As we
So
are going to have soon in Barcelona.
yeah, the new Camp Nou, no?
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
wanted to share with you the fact that previously Giancarlo talked about his summer reads, and I couldn't help notice that you have similar taste in books because you are talking about let's say dark literature or black literature and so on, and he was talking about a thriller. He told us
yeah.
about a book, a historical thriller that he read, which is set in Florence in Renaissance. So I think you have to exchange summer reads between you because you have lots in common.
Okay, Giancarlos. Nice to meet you, Giancarlos.
Nice to meet you. Yes, I think Spanish will be the first language in for the translation of the novel I read. So I think you will be the first one who can read in Spanish.
Okay, you have to tell me your author.
I think Theodore put in the chat. The author is Bruno Vitiello. The title is The Murder of the Anatomist.
Okay, okay,
So this is his
okay.
recommendation. From what I gathered, it's written by a relative of yours, your cousin, I
Yes,
think. Your
yes,
cousin.
is
So,
my yes, is my cousin, my family relative.
guys, because we are talking about books, I also have to brag. You probably noticed because we had a piece of news on our website. This is my book, my poetry book that I released this summer at the end of the summer. It's called in Romanian. It's called Poezii de dragoste și ură. In English, it would be Poems of Love and Hate. So hopefully someday it will be translated also in English, Italian, and Spanish, also French. Hopefully, especially the Latin languages and English. So I await the gathering at Antonio's place so I can gift you this book. With autograph from me as well. So that was from me. So I previously asked if someone does inheritance law because I have a movie recommendation. A few years ago, I think 1 or 2 years, I watched a series which is set in Japan and France. It's called Drops of God. Has anyone seen it? So I can share on the chat Drops of God, the name, and it deals with an inheritance, which is very tricky. It's very contested between two brothers, two stepbrothers, and it's like a parallel between worlds, between Europe, the customs in Europe, and the customs in Japan, which are two totally different places, and it has a very high value in terms of cinema. It's very captivating. I mean, I can't recommend it enough to you. Adelina, I think, knows about it because I told her at some point. But this is actually a very good title, and I recommend. I think it will keep you glued to your screens.
Theodore,
So I input,
Theodore, one question.
please.
Can you see? Can we see this movie? Where can we see that? Netflix or what?
I don't know if it was on Netflix or on Amazon Prime, one of the two.
Okay.
We can check this, but I think it was on Netflix. I think you can find it on Netflix.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Or no, it was no. I actually found it, and it's on Apple TV. If someone has Apple TV, you can. But I, like I said, it's highly recommended. And
It
on the
sounds
chat,
interesting.
yes, I sent you the link. If you have a chance to see it, I wholeheartedly recommend it.
Okay.
I think you'll find it very interesting, especially the ones of you who do inheritance law as well, because it shows the rivalry, but it has a happy ending. I mean, everyone is at the end is friendly towards each other, which is a good resolution.
It's so real story in real life. It sounds like that.
Yeah, I'm sure that we can relate through your work. So Angela, I think we will go to you right now because you told us about your trip to the USA. Can you share some more about it?
Yeah, yes, I'm traveled from Belgrade to the Chicago to my friends. I first time visited them there, and also to see Chicago as a town. It's very sweet town, not touristic but business town for real life. Very interesting experience. Uh, I met some people, local people from there. There was so nicely and friendly. But as I said before, for me, Europe is more interesting for me. Uh, Before I was in USA in Miami, but for me it's the same. All some new buildings and something like that. I like a story. I like history. And because of that, for me, Europe is prettier. But it's so nice to see. Thank you, Giancarlo. I know that you
I, I,
agree.
I lived in Los Angeles 5 years. I
Yeah.
ran away.
In May, I was in France. Uh, it's so different. Really, USA is it's so cool for visit and see that culture, everything. But I think that it's so many cultures in USA because there are so many different people there. But okay, it's very good for me. And it was 11 days, not so many days for USA, but I didn't have much time for more. But another time I will and see other cities. And about that you said about the books, I'm now reading one book. It is Germany author, but from Netherlands, Aaron Gardner. The book is named Tirza. Tirza is name of his daughter. I like a different books, different themes in that, but into criminal thriller. But I most like life stories and to see how circumstances in the life changing some person. And this is a book about that. That is a man that he has his family, but everything it's so bad, and how uh, how it reflects on his life and on her person. And it's not finished yet because it's big book, but it's good. And I most like books like that. But it's very good book that I read 2 months ago is from some judge from Serbia, Biodrag Majic. Is like a criminal type book. and the Serbia has a series like a movie according that book. I don't know it's on other languages. I think that it's so, but it's about murder very famous politician, and it's about criminal law, and it's very interesting book. Miodrag Majic, Children of the Evil. It's the name like that. It's a very good book that I recommend.
Can you please write his name on the chat, please, so we can take a look?
Miodrag Majic.
Okay, if you can write it on the private chat, please, Angela.
Okay.
On the right side of the
Yeah,
platform,
yeah.
you have Children of Evil. Sounds very
Yeah,
intriguing.
yes. Yeah, yeah.
So, guys, I can also share. Thank you, Angela. So, Children of Evil. Uh, the recommendation from Angela. I can also share with you the trailer of the previously referenced series. And because Antonio is from Barcelona and Spain is famous for its wines, I have to tell you about this series that it deals with winemaking and with a very famous oenologist who was the one who passed away, and he left his inheritance to the children, and they had to go through a lot of trials in order to get the inheritance, which is the whole let's say plot of the series of the movie. So thank you, Angela. Do you share Angela's view that Europe is better than the USA?
Uh, no, well, okay, no, I don't have pictures. Sorry. I mean, I have in my phone, but small number because I'm not a person that I like to picture. I like to see and to visit and to trying some food, local food, and there is so Mexican food, and I tried so much that kind of food.
Theodore, that's a
Please.
very difficult question. Very much. I mean, what can you say? I mean, it's. I've been living in the United States for a year in the South, South Carolina, Charleston, and
Okay.
it's nothing. Has nothing to do with New York. It has nothing to do with Los Angeles. Nothing to do with Kansas, with Washington, with. I mean, so different places, and but also they're all Americans, and Americans are really they are in their world, their limits. The limit of their world is the frontiers of America, and far beyond everything is not their world. So it's a very interesting society.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my impression as well when I visited. I went to Detroit and Chicago and also Illinois, and it was another world. I think because it's very big as a continent, also a very diverse society. I mean, you have lots of people, lots of different customs. So yeah, this is the beauty, but also the complexity of America.
Well, we cannot say the same. We can say the same thing in Europe because we are all different. We all have different cultures and different languages overall. And in Europe, the differences are bigger. You have Spaniards, Italians, Romanians, English, French, Germans, Finnish, Swedish. I mean, I really think that European Union is a success because to join all these different people, I mean, it's I really I'm proud of that.
I have to say I was several years ago in Latin America,
Yeah.
and it's so different from USA.
Oh, yeah.
So different.
Of course.
Really. And uh, for me, USA, they have some very spirit that it's not for me. I have to say, for me, it's good to live there several years uh, to in some for some business or something like that. But for family life, for me, I don't know. I am very friendly person, and in my country, we are so close each other and with friends, and there is not like that. They are very strict, uh, and they have some their home job and other stuff. It's so rare. Uh, they are not hanging out like we do.
Please, Giancarlo.
Yes, there is a great difference between the two cultures, US and European. Uh, there is colleague I can see here because I'm on the phone. I can see here the colleague who went to the island in Greece, and she was talking about the Nike of Samothrace.
Yes, Lyubka, yes.
Yes, this is the connection with the U.S. marketing culture and the history of Europe, because you all, I think, in your life had Nike shoes. The right pronunciation is not Nike, but is Nike,
Nike.
because the logo of Nike comes from the wig of the god Nike, which means victory Nike, and it comes from Greek, from that island that where the colleague spent the summer. They 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 copy the logo. I think that the Ministry of History in Greece could sue the company, the U.S. company, because they just copy something that was in created 2,000 years ago. They copy the wig, and they make marketing on. They made the logo on the shoes, and they make money for thanks to a sculpture, to a Greek sculpture. They should be thankful to the Greek
Yes, but
culture about that.
I think it's too late for the Greek government to sue Nike because it's already well-known mark.
And about the second observation about US, that I don't know what's going on in US now, because I lived 10 years ago in LA, but now I handle immigration case for more than 20-25 years, and of course I handle also the cases about the citizenship by blood, because Italy recognized the citizenship by descendants. And in the last 4 years, I have at least two Americans moving to Italy claiming for Italian citizenship. There is a back immigration, all the grandsons of people of Italians, because most of Italians, a large part of Americans are Italians, have Italian roots. Now they are moving back to Europe thanks to the Italian citizenship that they can claim to, just showing the generations that they don't need to speak Italian. They just have to show the genealogy of their family, and there are many Americans who are moving back to Europe, to Italy, or to Germany or France. So I think that something is going wrong in the US. So it is the first country built on immigration, but now there is an emigration from the country that is growing year by year.
Thank you, Giancarlo, for your input. And now, please allow me to try to share some pictures from Lyubka's trip to South Korea. If I hope that I am successful. Thank you, Lyubka, for sharing. But I will try to do it, and I will kindly ask you to tell me if you can see something. So, just a second, because I have to switch. Can you see my photograph right now? Or
Yeah.
okay. Let's see if I can go through them, because I want to share them all. Okay. So can you now see the picture with Lyubka on a green pasture in South Korea?
No.
No.
No. Okay. I think the platform does not allow me to share another window
I
of
tried
the.
in different ways.
Yes, you probably have to load it in the browser. But I think we can share if Lyubka is okay. I think we can share them between us on
No
WhatsApp.
problem.
Thank you.
Theodore,
Please, Antonio, please.
sorry, but I have to leave you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for this very pleasant meeting, and I hope we will have another one in the future. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Thank you so much, and we can't wait to meet as well.
Okay.
Thank you, Antonio. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Antonio. Bye.
Bye.
So that being said, I think it's we're nearing the end of our meeting. We wanted to keep it short and pleasant, and I think we achieved this. We also welcome Mrs. Anna Macario. I think she joined us for a second, but probably she has some connection issues. But she wrote on the chat that she is happy to join us. Adelina, please.
Well, everyone, that brings us to the end of our first Wolep Relax and Connect event. I would like to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for your contributions and for your willingness to share today, share your experiences. It's been such a pleasure to hear about the books you have enjoyed, about your travel experiences, and of course the amazing dishes from your national cuisine. I think we have all learned something new today. So as we close, I hope this event has served as a reminder of how important it is to take time to relax and to connect with one another. I hope this event is the first of many and that you will all join us again for future sessions. Thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you at our next event.
Thank you, Adelina. And I have a question for the attendees, for our colleagues. Do you think it's, let's say, realistic to host these types of events once a month, or maybe once a month and a half, outside the
Yes.
regular legal roundtables and discussions?
Yes, I think because it is relaxing. One time in the month for me it's okay, because I don't know it. Could I be present every time? But it's so relaxing. It's so good, I have to say, and we know each other better and very good. Thank you.
Thank you, and I can promise Giancarlo that next time I will share a glass of Italian wine. Maybe
Yes.
from
Okay.
I
Yeah,
know that
virtually.
I know that in Naples you have Lacrima Christi. Is that right? It's very
Lacrima
famous.
Christi is a special wine
Yeah, it's
made
sweet.
with
It's sweet.
grapes from Vesuvio, only
Yeah,
from Vesuvio
yeah,
mountain.
yeah. So I'm
So
looking for.
it's a special wine only here we have.
So our national poet, I know this because our national poet, who is called was called Mihai Eminescu from the 19th century, his favorite wine. He was a poet just like myself, and his favorite wine was Lacrima Christi, and I know it from there, from literature. So
Exactly.
hopefully,
The taste is very special because it smell not lava. How you say? So the smell where the earth gas coming out.
oh, okay. So looking forward to a Wolep meeting in Naples, all of you, to share a glass of wine. So
Okay, great.
until
Yeah, it's a
then,
good idea.
thank you so much, and I think it's doable. We can do it. Thank you so much. It was very good to see you again, and may we have a very promising and a very eventful autumn. Until next time, thank you so much. Bye bye.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.